Okay, the first thing we want to talk about is how do we type out the hypothesis statements for an hypothesis test. The first thing we do have to do is be very clear and define our statements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Insert in Microsoft Word and type equation. There we go. And when we define our hypothesis statements, they're written with what we call a subscript. So I'm going to go to the script box and choose the second option, or subscript. And that means that you have your big letter, the H for the hypothesis statement, and your little subscript defines if it's the null or the alternative. And since it is the null, that gets the 0. The alternative does get the 1. I'm going to use the colon to separate the hypothesis from the statement itself. And since we're dealing with the averages or the means of different groups, I'm going to use another subscript. And I'm going to look at the mean, so that's the mu. So over here in my symbols, I'm going to look for that mu. And I'm going to look to see if the mean of males is equal to another subscript, the mean of females. And I'm using that subscript to denote my groups. M is for males, F is for females, and it's okay to abbreviate. Now I'll tell you guys, I'm a little bit lazy, so when I go to write my alternative hypothesis statement, I'm actually going to copy and then paste my null hypothesis statement. And that allows you to then go in and change just what you want to change. The only things I really need to change are to change that sub-0 in the statement to a sub-1, and I need to change my equal to sign to a not equal to sign, because I am dealing with the two-tailed hypothesis. So let's see. I'm going to get that out of the symbols, because when I did that, I clicked out of the equation editor, so I'm going to take that out of the symbols, the not equal sign. If you didn't click out of the equation editor, and most of the time when you deal with a copy and paste, it actually bumps you out of the equation editor, you can find that in the symbols option there as well. Either one is going to give you the not equal to. The last thing I have to do in terms of typing is type out my alpha level. Now you can do an equation editor for that, but you can also find alpha in the symbols option. It's right there, symbol, and I can just do 0.05. It does capitalize it. I'm going to undo that automatic capitalization because we actually don't want a capital alpha. From there, I am going to, just because it's my personal preference, I'm going to left justify my equations by clicking on the arrow, going to justification, and choosing left. So now I have my hypothesis statement set up, and I'm ready to use Excel to do the meat of the data analysis.